Welcome to Timeline News Network, brought to you by The Impossibilist, with news you can trust.
Hello, friends and foes, Ruby Daring here, with the one and only John Pyka, who is playing the Shaman.
That's right, I play the Shaman, Big Daddy Cool, Johnny Della Rocca, the leader of the League of Impossibilists.
Can you please tell us how the League of Impossibilists came about?
Yeah, so, a lot of people have known for the last 20 years this year, I played a character, Big Daddy Cool, Johnny Della Rocca. And he started out as a gangster turned entertainer. And over the course of the last 20 years, the character has gone from a historical reenactment to more of a diesel punk fantasy piece on stage. And when a publisher asked me to write a book about the stories of Big Daddy Cool, it took a very sharp turn into the fantasy and sci-fi with time travel and masked vigilantes and vampire Nazis. Well, over the course of the last 20 years, the character has evolved. And recently, when I was leading ghost tours downtown Nashville, and I was kind of stuck on the next chapter of the story and the character, and I got inspired. And I thought, I think the next chapter is for this character to be flung forward into a post-apocalyptic wasteland, a world where the apocalypse has already happened, but he is rescued by Madame Dark and Deacon to go back in time to prevent it from happening. And that's the origin of the story that is now being told live at conventions and in live shows and through our video series that is about to come up.
Very cool.
And it really all started with this piece. Madame Dark built this for me for the ghost tours I lead in Nashville. And there's a story behind this staff, but she built this and, it spoke to me, almost literally. And the stories of the Impossibilists kind of came flowing out of this staff. This staff is the staff we call Maggie Moonhawk. And Maggie Moonhawk was a Salem witch who was burnt at the stake, but she was married to an Iroquois medicine man named Moonhawk. Maggie White and Moonhawk. So she became Maggie Moonhawk. And when she was burning at the stake, her spirit was transferred into the staff that she always carried. And throughout the generations, everybody who inherited the staff, every shaman that came after her, added their own bits and pieces to it to create something unique. And in my case, my shaman character added a rosary made of roses. And Maggie Moonhawk guides the League of Impossibilists to find evil wherever it exists.
Okay, Johnny, now I want you to please tell us what is next on the agenda for the League of Impossibilists.
Well, we're finishing up our con season. We chose to debut ourselves at some comic book conventions because we've had a presence there for the last couple years, about last 10 years, and we thought it was a great way to reintroduce ourselves and to introduce this concept to that world. But after we finish up with some cons, we're going to focus on a web series that is going to tell narrative shorts about the characters. There's also 2 comic book series in the works, one by Eli Cash and one by Doug Aller. And Doug has already turned in the first 5 pages. It's phenomenal. Those 2 pieces are going to be Patreon exclusives. You will only be able to get them if you are a patron on our Patreon page. And then, in conjunction with, the web series, the comic series, we're also launching a brand new live show starring the League of Impossibilists, who, Big Daddy Cool's origin was that they were superpowered people who disguised themselves as mere entertainers so that they could travel the world and not fall under suspicion. Well, the same thing is holding true with the League of Impossibilists. So we're doing a new show called The Miskatonic Cabaret. It's magic and variety with a profoundly spooky nature.
If you could sum up the League of Impossibilists in one statement, what would it be?
The League of Impossibilists are time-traveling, paranormal heroes defending the timeline against the forces of evil. In particular, the rise of the elder god Cthulhu.
Okay, there we have it, folks, straight from our fearless leader's mouth, John Pyka, aka the Shaman.